You ever be looking at a guy's profile and you're like, damn, bro, you're fine as fuck. Like, their face card is 10 out of 10. They're sexy as shit. And then you stop for a second and you think, wait, how tall are you? Because ain't no way. And they always end up being short kings. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, it's them short.
Could you be surprised that you can see so many women on this app complaining about men, right? Complaining about men do them dirty, men are monogamous, men are cheaters, men are liars, men are whatever. All the complaints women have about men. And then you see that, right? Could you be surprised that if you, your basis of wanting a man, being attracted to a man, is purely superficial? That, you know, like, oh, he looks good, he has great height, he has a decent amount of wealth. Could you be surprised that with all this amazingness and amazing traits or whatever that you are attracted to, he lacks character, lacks personality, lacks values, lacks boundaries, lacks standards, or he's lacking in who, you know, inside, because he's very superficial, because you chose him on superficial qualities. This is why I've said this before, I have no sympathy for women, right? And I would say the same thing for men. I think men who are extremely superficial themselves will suffer the same results. But sadly, you would think that out of the two genders, women will be smarter. But no, actually, women have become more like men. They value superficial traits. But you know what? You know, it's kind of maybe a theory where over time, women have gained access to money, right? Just like men who had access to money, right? Men had access to money. They only cared about superficial traits. Now, the roles have changed where women have access to money, or their own money, however it is. Now they only care about superficial traits. Ain't that something? That's interesting. That was I just thought about it on the spot, but that was interesting. Just shows you that, again, when you're attracted to a person purely on superficial traits, the relationship is bound to fail. In my opinion, it's bound to fail because you didn't love the person for any true value, right? They didn't fall for you for values. You didn't fall for them for any kind of values. And then when you're in a committed relationship, you're surprised that, you know what? Morals, values, principles, all those actually matter, right? Personality then matters once you're in a relationship, once you're dating. But then it's too late. You already got with a person who lack some depth. That's the thing where a lot of women don't realize that the phone, because she like she said, right? Once she looked at a man's profile, she notices his attraction level. Next thing she thinks about his height. You rarely ever hear a woman say, oh, you know what, I love the things he said in his profile, right? Like how he sounds like his personality is, how whatever, right? His hobbies. You don't hear women saying anything about a man's profile, and which is a lot of times, that's why men don't even care. Why even bother writing a profile, really? When honestly, women will swipe off of them based on their looks. Right? They're not gonna stay and like, you know what, let me check out what he's like. Let me message him, or let me try to get to know him. No, she will curb him because he doesn't look good, or he's not tall, or he's not showing off his wealth.